Tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies.
Well, it is looking like a beautiful day out here across Iowa. We are sitting in those upper 70s to lower 80s. But looking at our headlines for the week ahead, we do have those rain chances returning. Comfortable weather coming into the weekend. And again, those above average temperatures will be expected to return next week. I will have more on your forecast coming up.
Plus, Sophie has your national forecast. All that and more on this Thursday, September 12th, 2024 edition of Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, Zion Guerrero. We begin with tonight's weather story. In 1977, the infamous Bush Creek flood in the Plaza District of central Kansas City, as well as other flash flooding over the entire metropolitan area. The official rainfall total is the all-time high for Kansas City, although there have been many instances, including September 12, 1977, where higher amounts have been recorded at locations within the greater Kansas City area. Overall damage estimates ranged up to 90 to 100 million. And now to discuss more with what's happening around the country, here's Sophie with your national weather forecast.
At some pretty interesting weather this week. We have Tropical Cyclone Francine just making landfall yesterday evening in Louisiana, as well as the severe threat ongoing in Montana, and above average temperatures continuing in next week.
Welcome back. Now let's go to the national weather with Sophie.
Yeah, the weather has been pretty interesting this week, especially with Hurricane Francine making landfall.
Yeah, I know. I heard it's been causing a lot of troubles for a lot of people down in the Memphis area.
Yes, lots of flooding reports, and we have a tornado watch currently out in Georgia as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, currently making its way up to the mid-Mississippi Valley there. If we take a look right now at the forecast, we can see here we have Tropical Cyclone Francine currently in Memphis right now. We have a lot of heavy rainfall that's being produced, and a lot of flooding reports are coming out as well. And if we go into current watches and warnings, we can see here there is plenty of flash flood watches, and as well as the remnants of a tornado watch from earlier this morning, with the tornado threat expected to diminish as we get into the evening. As well, we have a fire risk that's out here into the west and into the high plains, as well as a severe thunderstorm watch. We have a severe threat up in Montana and very far western North Dakota. And if we look at our severe risks today, we can see here we have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms, primarily within Florida, Georgia, and into Alabama, mainly for tornadoes. And we can also see we have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms that is in far eastern Montana and into western North Dakota, primarily for damaging winds that is prompting the severe thunderstorm watch. So if we take a look at future forecasts, we can see here that we have the remnants of what it was Francine moving up through the mid-Mississippi River Valley, as well as the severe threat up into Montana. And we can see as we track Francine, we can see as it is expected to diminish as it moves slowly, meanderly up into the lower parts of the Ohio River Valley. As well as we can see here down there towards Georgia, a new plume of rain and thunderstorms primarily hitting around the Atlanta area. So if we look at the expected rainfall forecast through Saturday into Sunday, we can see mainly down there through Atlanta into Alabama and up through where Francine's currently making landfall, we could see expected a decent amount of rain. Watch out for localized flooding. And if we look here at the forecast for the week ahead, we have Nashville, Tennessee. We can see most of the week looking pretty gloomy there with a lot of thunderstorm risk, temperatures into the 80s.
Thanks, Sophie, for that forecast. I did not expect to see an enhanced risk in the Montana area. Remember, turn around, don't drown if you're in the Memphis area. Now, with our trivia question, what was the rating of the April 26th tornado? A, EF5, B, EF2, C, EF4, or D, EF3? We'll have that answer for you at the end of the show, plus we'll have your Iowa weather after the break.
It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Well, it got a lot hotter today, or this week in the state of Iowa, didn't it?
Absolutely. It is a beautiful week out there. I don't know about you, Zion, but I plan on going for a nice, comfortable walk tonight. Honestly, it's going to be a beautiful night tonight. Again, looking at our current ISU sky cam out here, we do see that beautiful cloud cover, again, out there outside the ISU Memorial Union. But once we get into the wind speeds here, we do see our wind speeds ranging from 5 to 10 miles per hour for most of the area. Again, a little breezy. Temperature-wise, we are sitting in those lower 70s to upper 70s to lower 80s there. But once looking at our dew points, we are looking pretty refreshing out there with those dew points in the lower to upper 50s, a couple of 60s there as well. Looking at our current headlines, we do expect those rain chances to return. Again, that comfortable weather will be there into the weekend. And as we get into next week as well, we do expect to be above average as well. Now looking at our current satellite radar, we do see a bit of cloud cover across the state. As we did see in our sky cam there, we saw that bit of cloud cover making its way into Ames. Again, this cloud cover should persist as we go into Friday midnight here. Again, once we get into Friday afternoon here, we do start to see those showers make their way into southeast Iowa there. Those should persist their way, make their way up to the north there into around almost the Ames area, as you can see, a little bit to the east of Des Moines there. But once we get to Saturday, by around Saturday morning there, we do see a couple of rain showers there in about northeast Iowa as well. Again, those rain showers should clear out of the area, giving us a cloudy Saturday there with a couple of spotty showers as well. Now looking at our precipitation forecast ahead, we do expect more of those showers to be up there again in northeast Iowa, but we do also have that chance here in central to southeast Iowa as well. Now, looking at tonight, we do expect to stay into those upper 50s. Again, it should be mostly cloudy. A couple of spotty showers are possible tonight as well. Looking at tomorrow, we should rise back up into those lower 80s there. Again, it should be partly cloudy, a little bit windy as well. So you might want to hold on to your hat if you're expecting to take a walk tomorrow. Now looking at our tomorrow for the week, or looking at tomorrow, we do expect to be in those lower 60s into the morning, but once we get into 2 p.m. here, we do see ourselves rising into those upper 70s. Again, our forecasted high is 80, but again, that could vary going throughout the day. Looking at the week ahead, we do expect to stay into those lower to almost mid 80s, especially there on Monday. But once we get into Thursday there, we do see ourselves with those chances of showers as well. Again, we do expect to stay into those mid 80s. It should be a beautiful week as well. Once we get into next week, we do see ourselves into those lower 80s. Again, some beautiful sunshine, but once again, once we make our way into Thursday, we do see a beautiful weekend as well.
Two things. I really hope that is out of the forecast for Friday. And another thing, I am not excited for this wind to return to Iowa in a way.
I know, again, I wasn't expecting some showers into next week, even tonight as well. I was kind of worried about the game this weekend as we are facing a pretty rough to one of my friends I know.
Yes, yes.
But again, should be a beautiful week.
Thank you for that forecast. Anyways, let's review tonight's trivia question. The trivia question was, what was the rating of the April 26th Elkhorn tornado? The answers again were A, EF5, B, EF2, C, EF4, or D, EF3. What do you guys think? I know you've been chasing tornadoes over the summer.
I actually saw the Elkhorn tornado, and it was massive and such a ton of debris getting lofted, and quite honestly, such a strong tornado. And it's definitely difficult to say whether or not it was an EF3, EF4, or EF5, but I am kind of going to lean towards the EF3-ish range. I just thought, it mainly hit rural areas.
What about you?
See, I am so upset. I missed this tornado due to being in a class. So again, I'm going to assume maybe high EF2, maybe EF3. Again, I wasn't there. Pretty mad about it.
Funny but not funny enough. My house was close to being struck by it. So I'm gonna go with EF4 based on the damage results my mom sent me. It looks like the answer is C, EF4. Honestly, looking at some of the damage, I wasn't really surprised by that.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really seen a lot of damage photos, but again, could be wrong.
Yeah, it was one of the first times I saw a house that was unfortunately destroyed by a tornado. Quite a devastating situation out there in eastern Nebraska.
That concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter, and you can find all of our shows on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night.